Hey everyone, welcome to the show. I have updates to share about the Mahmoud Khalil case. Um, Not good. I have not good news. So, part of this, and I'll break it down, I'll explain, but the front part of this report is about his immigration case in Louisiana. But then I have, just a little bit of details about the New Jersey part of his case. So, as I'm sure you guys all remember, Khalil, he has a pregnant wife who is a U.S. citizen. This man is married to a U.S. citizen. He was arrested by Donald Trump's ICE Gestapo in March. This was all done under very dubious circumstances, and the Trump administration never really gave straight answers as to what exactly they were accusing of Khalil of doing. They said, "Oh, well, he's this campus leader of the protests against Israel. He's pro Hamas. He's a sympathizer with this terrorist group." Other than that, they didn't have any details to provide to the court. They had nothing to back up their assertion that he had committed crimes or even that he was a terrorist sympathizer. Okay. And then eventually, when they were pressed for information, they claimed, well, his protest against the war, it amounts to support for Hamas. And so it goes against our country. This goes against our foreign policy, blah, blah, blah. And then they said, well, he's in the US with a green card. And so the Secretary of State can revoke it at any time, whenever he feels like it. No reason necessary. So we're just going to deport him. He is a green card holder. He is a legal permanent resident in this country. And yet they were just like, oh, we're just going to kick him out because he dared to speak out about our complicity in ethnic cleansing of human beings, including children and babies. So Khalil's attorney filed a lawsuit. It's been working its way through the court. He has been locked up this whole time. And when they first arrested him, his wife was 8 months pregnant. So I don't know, but she may have had their child by now. He may have missed the birth of his first child. So earlier this week, a Louisiana judge told the Justice Department, you need to present evidence. You need to have something warranting Khalil's removal from the country. And the judge said, if the evidence doesn't support his removal, I'm going to terminate this case. I give you until Friday, then I'm going to terminate the case. The reason she did this was because Khalil's attorney said, look, I haven't received a single document from the government. I have requested information. I've requested evidence to back up these assertions that he is some sort of Hamas supporter, blah, blah, blah. And here's the thing. His attorney has given the court declarations from Khalil's from his fellow students, I think at Columbia, if I'm not mistaken, where he was attending school, or maybe it was in New York, I forget. Anyway, they have provided the court with sworn declaration. I believe they're sworn declarations from other students who protested with him, Jewish students who said he is not anti-Semitic. They have said Khalil was the first one to step up and correct people when they made anti-Semitic statements. This is a guy who said, I want the Jewish people and the Palestinians to live in harmony. I think they both should have rights. He has never said anything anti-Semitic. And the last time I checked, we have laws in our country where you can say pretty much whatever the hell you want. It's the reason why we have the KKK, why we have all of these right-wing lunatics in our country, why we have literal neo-Nazis marching the streets carrying swastika flags and saying the most insane anti-Semitic things, and nobody does anything about them. So again, this guy is here legally. He's a legal permanent resident. So anyway, the attorney had said, look, we can't plead to charges if we don't even know what the charges are. They're not even telling us what they're accusing him of doing. So again, the judge ordered the Trump administration, you need to explain. I give you till Friday. Well, they did. And she's going with their argument. Trump's Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, basically said, I don't need a reason. I can deport whomever I choose whenever I want. This is my prerogative, Bobby Brown. And, he is making anti-Semitic statements. And the president said, we're not allowing that anymore in this country, even though we're not going and picking up neo-Nazis, but we're not allowing that in this country. And so we're taking this guy out of the country. And so the judge today said, I don't have the authority to question his decision. I don't have the authority to stop him. So Judge Jamie Comins in Louisiana said, yes, Trump can move forward with the deportation of Khalil to either his birthplace, which is Syria, which we all know how great Syria is right now, or they can alternatively deport him to Algeria, where he also holds citizenship. So his attorney now has until April 23rd to file an appeal. And if not, he will be deported without his wife and baby. Now, Khalil has a separate case that needs to be adjudicated. This is in New Jersey, as I mentioned in the beginning. This other case in New Jersey is to determine if it was lawful to even arrest and detain him in the first place. Now, this judge is going to be a lot better on the issue. Obviously, New Jersey is much more progressive of a state than Louisiana, which is like, traveling back in time to the 1950s. So that judge in New Jersey will determine if the Trump administration violated his free speech rights and his due process. And then, we'll see. We'll see. According to Forbes news outlet, they said this hearing in New Jersey should be more fulsome, should be more comprehensive. So I would imagine this is probably going to end up before the Supreme Court. Let's hope before they get rid of him, before they take him, like they've done with other people to El Salvador. So a couple things I want to point out. Based on what I've seen online, based on the posts and videos I've seen online, the way Trump is doing this is going to hurt him. His numbers are already tanking with Gen Z, as I shared with you guys yesterday. This is a huge liability for him. Younger voters, especially, thought they fell for it and believed that Donald Trump was pro-free speech. If they had paid attention to other people, they would have known that was a joke, but they fell for that. They thought, yeah, he's going to protect free speech rights. He signed that executive order saying, oh, free speech is back and we're protecting it, blah, blah. No, what he means is he's protecting free speech that he agrees with, that he likes. They also thought, Gen Z thought, that he was going to end the war in Gaza, that he was going to stop funding Netanyahu's assault on innocent civilians. So, obviously he's doing the complete opposite. They sure as hell did not vote for him and did not sign up for him to deport people for simply voicing their opposition and opinion about the slaughter and precise targeting with drones, by the way, of innocent people, including children, including babies who are still in diapers. And yes, that is happening. And if you don't know that, then you are watching the wrong news. You are not availing yourself of all of the information that is out there. I suggest if you have an issue with what I'm saying and you think that I'm wrong, go follow Breaking Points, or you can just go follow Ryan Grimm and Drop Site News, because he actually has people in Gaza who he is talking to. He is actually speaking with Palestinians who are living this right now. And you can go Google it and you can find doctors who have been there trying to help people who are literally having to amputate children's limbs without any medication. without any way to sedate them or alleviate the pain. And yes, they are hovering drones over people, over children, and shooting them in the back. That is happening. And they're blocking aid. They're blocking medical aid. They're blocking food. So, anyone who thinks that this is a joke or, this is just being made up, no, you are getting your news from the wrong sources. Just like the right gets their news from Fox News, you need to turn off MSNBC and find it somewhere else because they're not going to tell you the truth. I don't know if they don't know, or I don't know if they're lying, but either way. Also, anyone cheering this on about him being taken out of the country simply because he protested against this, they need to check themselves. And you need to think a few steps ahead because one day, possibly, and maybe a little over 3 years, we could have a liberal president who is pro-Palestinian and not so friendly to Israel. Would that be okay with the people cheering this on if they target pro-Israel students? What if we have a president who decides to lock up and deport anyone who speaks out against Black people or who speaks out against transgender people? Would that be okay? And as I mentioned in another video, let's say we do have in the future a pro-Palestinian president, and they hear that there are Israeli students who are here from Israel or students from other countries who are here who are pro-Israel, and they are protesting or they are speaking out on social media, which is how Trump is targeting people now. Just going through their social media, and then we're going to go arrest you because you posted in opposition to what Netanyahu is doing to innocent babies. That's what's going on right now in our country. So let's say this pro-Palestinian president decides, you know what? Anyone who speaks out against Hamas, you are actually xenophobic. You are actually anti-Palestinian. You must hate Palestinian people. So you need to go because I'm pro-Palestinian. And because you're speaking out against Hamas, I'm just gonna wrap you in a blanket with the people who are against Palestinian people. Because that's what it is. When people say, oh, you speak out against what, Israel bombing innocent Palestinians, well, you must be anti-Semitic. No, 100% false. It's not the same thing at all. You can loathe Hamas, which I do and other people do. You can loathe a terrorist organization and still care about innocent people who are caught in the crossfire or being purposely targeted. And yeah, so if the shoe is ever on the other foot, I'd love to know how many people are okay with that, with Israeli students 1 week away from graduation, which some of these students are being kicked out. Be careful what you wish for, because when you take away free speech rights, today it's the other person. Today it's Mahmoud Khalil. Tomorrow it could be you, depending on who's in charge. So this is why I always warn people on the left, do not cheer to take away free speech. Even if it is white supremacists. Is it vile? Is it disgusting? Is it unconscionable what they're saying? Absolutely. But we live in America and we should never, ever want to take away free speech because it will come for you one day. Guaranteed. It's just a matter of who is in the catbird seat, who is the president, who is in charge. Who holds the power in this country? So this is not good. I will keep you guys posted. I'll let you know what happens with this New Jersey case. Like I said, let's hope that Donald Trump doesn't, oh, we're just going to disappear him. Oh, you said Syria? No, I thought you said El Salvador. All right, guys, I will let you know. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Please like, please share, and subscribe. Please donate if you can. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.